Welcome back, friends, to another episode of SnowRunner. Today we are going to start the mission, the contract for Not a Drill. In the last episode we went to Alaska and we got our ANK military truck. Now I did put dual rear wheels on the back of it to make the vehicle more stable. In this episode, I believe we are only going to manage to get the first two stages of this mission done. So let's go ahead and get started. The first stage is that we need 2 metal beams to deliver to the drilling site. So we're going to back up here. And what we're going to get for a trailer, because this is only a 2-slot bed, is the ramped flatbed won't work, at least not that one. We need a tow behind trailer. There we go, 5-slot. We're going to get that because the next part of this mission requires us to get the actual drill, and you need to be able to have 5 slots in order to get the drill. That, of course, requires that we go back to Smithville Dam, but we will see if we make it that far in this episode. I believe I have put a set of jack-of-all-trades tires on the ANK. But the truck's biggest task is going to come after we get to the town warehouse and get loaded up with our metal beams, because then it has to go through a swamp, and I do not believe that I put much, if anything, into upgrades for this truck. Because I know with most of these vehicles, you actually have to unlock the upgrades, or they come with rank advancement. Now, the third part of this mission, we actually have to deliver construction rig semi-trailer, which means that episode in and of itself is going to be a long episode, because we need to traverse 3 maps just to bring that trailer to the construction site. I will pre-prep before we get to that, which means I will get the truck onto the map that we're going to need to be on in order to pick up the trailer. But unfortunately, with the military truck, we cannot put a saddle high on this, which is what the construction rig is going to require. So we will have to pull a truck out of storage that can indeed take a saddle high, and I will have our military truck here on standby in case it needs to tow. Tight turn here. One thing I wish Sabre had done was made this a little easier to get into. Okay, with our cargo loaded, there we go. Yes, I am in New Game Plus, and yes, it is set to day only, but it seems quite dark on this map. That could be because of the overcast sky. And here, we almost flipped the truck. That would not have been good. The truck is more stable now that it's got dual rear wheels on it, but it is a military truck, so it is still very much top heavy. And it is pulling a heavy load. So it might need a little help through this mess. Okay, time to see we'll have to go winch point to winch point. Unfortunately, this is a problem when you're using vanilla trucks and you're still early game, is they generally do not have the power needed to complete the task. We do have the F-750 not far away, so if we were to need a rescue, it is possible that the F-750 could do it. Alright, so let's winch from the trailer. Now, unfortunately, I do not believe that this truck has a raised suspension available for it, though it is full-time all-wheel and diff lock, which is useful. I need to take a moment and check the map here. We could go that way, but we still need to go ahead. But that's only to this point here. Now, this here is one of those times when I wish that I hadn't decided to sell the C500 twin steer, because the C500 twin steer would get through this with no problem. But at the same time, the truck itself, even in basically stock form, seemed just way too powerful. So with some help from the winch, we are making progress. Once we get out of this bit of mud here, we should be good to make it to our destination. Yes, because we need to turn here. This water crossing is nothing really, as it is basically a rock bed underneath it. Okay, and with that, I will see you in Smithville Dam after we have fueled up and collected the next piece of our task. Okay, friends, for those of you doing this job for the first time, and you get to the second stage, you want to come here to the Wolf Grip Service Hub on Smithville Dam, and I will show you where it is. If you have been to Smithville Dam and you have the garage unlocked, you're essentially going to come to the garage, but instead of going left, you're going to take a right. And this is where we are. Now, never mind the service parts and the wheels that it says I have. Those are part of this mod trailer that I'm not going to use. The only reason I took this mod trailer is because it has 5 slots, and the part we need to pick up requires 5 slots. Now, I am going to let you all know that on my way here, I did not have enough fuel while leaving the drill site to even get back to the road, so I had to bring a service truck out and refuel this A&K. And here's where we're going to get our drill. So you're going to scroll along until you see the oil rig drill. You see it takes 5 slots, and we are going to load that. Now we have it on our trailer. It is time to head back to Black River. And in case you didn't see or couldn't figure out the path, because I didn't show you the whole map, we're going to come back out the way we came in. And once we get to the gateway, I will pause and bring you back once we are back on Black River. This here will take a right. And you essentially just come down this hill and take a left. And you will be back at the tunnel. Now, I will let you know what I did do when I got onto Smithville Dam, is I brought the A&K into the garage, and I put the bigger motor in it so that we have more power. We're going to take a left here. And I will see you all back on Black River. And we are back on Black River. And for the last part of this stage of the mission, we are going to go as if we were going back to town, but we are not going to go all that way. If you remember the episode where we were in the Limes Aries 2.0 and we pulled out the stuck trailer and brought it back to that trailer house, this is where we turned, and this is where we are turning again. Now we are going to go past the point where the stuck trailer was, which, if you recall, the stuck trailer was down the hill to our right here. So we're going to come past that, and just up the road here is going to be a trail that we're going to have to take. And that trail is right here. So we're going to go ahead and turn down this trail. And yes, we are headed back into the swamp, but this path is not anywhere near as swampy. Just need to turn it down to low so we're not throwing so much mud. And just ahead of us, you can see the service rig that I had to bring out. That is the Chevrolet Apache 6x6. That is also a mod truck. Unfortunately, in order to use that mod truck, you actually have to have the DLC, which is kind of strange that you would have to own the DLC in order to use the mod. And when I set that truck up, it was pretty much kitted out to the point where I didn't have to do anything to it. It was already on a raised suspension. It already had a 5-speed gearbox in it. It's got tires from a truck from either the year 3 pass or something very early in the season 4 pass. The only thing I added to it was the service rack for the bed and the service rack for the roof. And when I went to look at being able to refuel, it said I had over 1,500 gallons of gas or fuel on the rig. I did not think that was acceptable, so I grabbed a service trailer that had less than 400 gallons, and with that service trailer, that's what I used to refuel the ANK. The service trailer itself is also a mod, but a much more realistic mod, shall we say. I mean, granted, most people aren't going to be pulling a trailer with 400 gallons of fuel, but that is at least a bit more believable than 1,500. Now, I may have to put better tires on the ANK, as it is struggling quite a bit, but we will deliver the oil drill. And as you can see, stage 2 is complete. So we only have one thing left to do, but that'll be left for the next episode. I am just going to get the ANK out of here. And park it right here. As I said, for the next part of this episode, I will get the ANK to the spot. Well, it won't be the ANK. It'll be another truck. But I will get it to the spot where it needs to go. Which actually, I may be wrong. It may be right on this map. Let's take a quick look. Construction rig. Oh, yeah. It's right here on this map. So, I will get a truck out there to the factory to get hooked up to it. And then I will figure out which path I would like to take, as both have their ups and downs. Both are going to take us over here to cross this section, which is a very daunting task. And we may have to have the Limes Aries close by for it. But with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please hit that like button, leave a comment, as it helps the YouTube algorithm push out the videos. And if you are not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, as it takes only a second and it costs you nothing. With that, I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. Thank you.